Hi guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to our YouTube live, and we are going to have another episode of our stock market insights where we review your favorite stocks in the Philippine stock market. Welcome, welcome. Some of you are probably my followers in my Facebook page. And let me just share to you the initial list of stocks that we are going to review. That is in proper order. Okay, let's just wait for some people to join. There you go. Most of our viewers are from our Facebook page. Please drop a comment if our audio is okay, our video capture is okay, right? Okay, so let's start. APX, first stock of the day. APX is currently giving us some bearish move as it triggers the lower Bollinger Band. So I would have to say let's be extra careful as it might continue to give us some more downward movements in the coming days. Although, if you are to look at it, there's a support in this area. So I would have to say it will not be that far before we will experience some bounce for this stock. So let's also validate that in our RSI. Okay, here. So I would have to still wait because even though you see a double bottom here and your RSI is giving us a much higher point from the previous bottom, I would have to say it might overshoot somehow to the downside before it gives us another bounce. So I'll just have to wait probably for another green candlestick to confirm the bounce. Right? The next stock is DMC. DMC. For DMC, not a good story as well for DMC. There was a massive sell-off that happened last Friday. Okay, although if you are to look at the RSI again, while the price was moving downwards from here to here, your RSI is giving us a bullish divergence where it's giving us much higher. It's giving us a reverse direction. So whenever you see something like this on your RSI moving upwards when the price is moving downwards, that would mean we might experience a bounce soon. However, we also have to check for some candlestick patterns. Okay, so we want to first see for a price to stabilize at a specific support. So it might create a support around this level first. It might go sideways before it bounces back. Okay, so I would have to say wait and see, do not get in yet. But if you are to ask me, the decline might soon end given that our RSI is giving us an upward direction. Momentum is starting to build up here. The next one is mwide. For mwide, let us see, mwide, okay. So, promising move for mwide. I would have to say that this is the bounce that we are seeing or expecting. Okay, 17.13, and your RSI is also giving us an upward direction over here. See that? While the price was moving a little downwards, because as you can see, this price point against this price point, it's giving us a a much lower price over here, but your RSI is already giving us bullish moves. So I would have to say, if you want to get in, wait around the 17.13 area, as it might give us another chance at that level, okay, or 17.12. Next one would be mwide. No, mrsgi. 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 Okay. What can you say with mrsgi? Let us see. Okay, let's use the MA20 line as the support here, around that level. Created a support in this level also here. So yes, doing some sideways movement for quite some time now. So the safest is that it might revisit the 2.46 area before it gives us another bounce. Okay, so wait at that level before you enter. MBT. MBT. For MBT, guys, we are at the resistance area for MBT. In this level, you notice a price rejection happening at the area where it is at right now. So expect that this stock will rest for a while before it continues to go up. I would have to wait at the MA20 level. So this blue line over here in our Bollinger Band is the MA20. And normally that's the area of bounce when the price is moving above the MA20 line. So wait for it, as you might still be able to get it at a much lower price for MBT. Overall, MBT is a very good company. It's a very established bank here in the Philippines. So it's really a good company. It has good fundamentals. And if you want to invest in the stock, invest in it for long term. Next would be ZHI. ZHI. ZHI is giving us some sideways movement, but your RSI is already moving in an upward direction. There is momentum building up at the moment. So this is the support that we are seeing, and notice your RSI is already giving us a bullish divergence. So what does that mean? If you want to get in this stock, make sure you get in as near as the 0.22 level, as that is the area of support. But let's check out the number of trades last Friday. So this is a secondary stock, meaning there are not a lot of traders here. So my personal take is you have to first check the number of trades per stock. Try to get in with those that do have a lot, so that if you place a buy order or a sell order, it can easily be executed. Okay, because if there are only 3 traders here, then what if that's not the price that they're willing to buy or sell? So that's what my take is in secondary stocks. Next one. Now. For now, now is currently, okay, it experienced a bounce right here at the, let me just remove that and make this bigger. Okay, so it experienced a bounce. However, you're very near the resistance. Let's plot it right here. So this is the nearest resistance that I see. My take on now is that if the market gives us a chance at the 3.45 level, then I will be able to say, okay, fine, you can enter it. But this is just good for range trading for now. Unless there's a big catalyst. There's no news yet for the stock. So if you want to do range trading, enter at this level and exit at the 3.68 level. But how much is that? That is just around 6% gain. But if you really want to get in as a trader for this stock. Okay, now what if price starts, let's say there is a gap up that happened. So if the price starts at this level, let's say 3.70, okay, slightly higher, and then most of the action happens on the upside, then there's what we call a breakout play. Okay, so your previous resistance will now become a support. Okay, so normally when there's a gap up and a breakout play, I recommend that you trade it at a much faster time frame, because you wouldn't really know if the price will revisit, because the nature of a stock, when a gap up happens, it revisits this gap and fills the gap. So we don't really know if the price will revisit the previous area within the day or in several days time. So there are a lot of momentum plays when you have a setup that looks like this. Okay, so observe the market, but for now, if you're a conservative player, then you just have to enter at the 3.45 and the market gives you a chance at that area, and then see if it continues to go up at this level. If there's a rejection that will happen in this area, then that's the time you take profit. Okay, but for now, what I can see here is that observe, as this will only be good for range trading. Hi, Carlo. Alright, so I have Vita, IRC, axlm, and DD on the list. Just hang in there and we'll reach that discussion. Okay. Now, axlm. For axlm, be extra careful. Okay, finally, the Bollinger Band has started to show, and this is the MA20 line. Okay, now, because we're moving below the MA20 line, your MA20 can act as a resistance. And this is already the these are the signs of weakness that we're seeing. It hits this level, it continued to decline. So this is the MA20 line again, and giving us some more rejection. So it might continue to go down, and it might revisit this area, 3.70 level. So be extra careful. Don't buy yet, as we will experience some more downward movements for this stock. Okay, I would have to observe if we'll have a confirmed bounce at the 3.69 pesos area. Next would be Ali. For Ali, okay, Ali here. So this is what we call a hammer, and that kind of candlestick formation can be a double-edged sword. Now, this is a hammer when it appears at the support area. Okay, so this is the support because we see that each time the price hits this level, it bounces. Right? It's like a floor that it doesn't go further down. Now, at one point last Friday, it attempted to go further down, but people feel that it is already at a cheap level for this stock. So that's the reason for this week. And I'm thinking we might have some more bullish movements. Okay, November 12th, X date. So there's a cash dividend or dividend play for this stock. So if you want to get in before November 12th, right? Because by November 12th, chances are it will shoot up. But at exactly, let's say, November 12th, you can already exit. Okay, hold on to your stock tomorrow, and then let's say first hour of November 12th, you want to sell it, then it's fine. You're already part of the list. You are entitled to get the cash dividend of 0.26 per share. Okay, so I would have to say yes, it's safe to get in at the price where it is at right now for Ali. Overall, yes, you're still at a cheap level for this stock, and at one point it even reached 53. So yes, it's safe. Ali is safe. Meg. Okay, for Meg, this is the resistance that we are seeing for Meg. Okay, so I would have to be extra careful because there's a big chance that this rejection here will continue to persist and it might rest. Okay, sometimes I would add a moving average and I put in 50. Okay, see, 20. Okay, so let's see that. Let's see this price. Make it 50. Okay, so notice, so if MA20 goes above MA50 here, oops, there's a third line. Hold on a second. Cancel it. Remove. Why do I have so many lines? Just one moment. Remove. Remind. Okay, let's not complicate it. Let's just remove that. Okay, so this is the resistance that we're seeing for this particular stock. Okay, just to be safe. Okay, there's a resistance here. This is also a resistance. So if price does not break that resistance, then chances are it will continue to go down. But if most of the action happens above the 4.97 area, then we might experience a breakout play. Okay, because sometimes Well, resistance, the nature of a resistance is it's a profit-taking area, but sometimes it breaks that resistance and then you will experience a brand new wave. So just observe. I would have to make this, for example, right. So I would have to wait. I'll wait for that trigger. Let's say it breaks this line, and then if there's a confirmed let's say candlestick that starts here and ends higher than that, then we now have a brand new support. Okay, so I would have to wait. Don't get in yet. Okay, next would be smph. smph has been on a decline for a long time, and it's now okay. So this is the thing for smph. Okay, if price starts at this level, 39.55, and most of the action happens on the upside, then that would mean we have a brand new wave for this stock. Okay, this is the previous resistance, and now if most of the action happens above it, then your previous resistance will now act as a support. So this is what we need to observe. So let us say it starts from here and most of the action happens on the upside. It might potentially go back to that and then continues to go up. Okay, so that's the pattern that I am seeing for this stock. Okay, so observe. Condition is it has to be 39.55 or higher, but if most of the action happens below that, then if you're in it as a trader, then of course ideally you have to set your stop loss level, and ideal is around 3 to 5%. Of course you have to think first whether that 3 to 5% is your tolerable loss, because when you sell your position, that's a confirmed transaction. Whatever loss you have is a confirmed loss. Okay, so check. Are you okay to enter at this level and then just cut loss, or would you like to first observe and then see if most of the action happens on the upside? Then we can say this is now a confirmed support for this stock, because right now previous resistance. Okay, let's see if that will become your new support. Let's check out BPI. For BPI, guys, if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, simple request, please do subscribe and share this channel to your friends or on your walls, so that we can of course share this knowledge to our colleagues. Okay, now previous resistance for BPI, check this out. Resistance, resistance, and resistance over here. Then I would have to say this will now act as your possible support. Now if you want to get in, ideal price is 95.04. Okay, and again, BPI is a stock for long-term investing. The next one, hi Glenn, yes, I can add that. Let's first continue the list that we have here. After BPI is AC. AC, okay. What is happening to you, AC? Okay, so this is oops. Support right here. Okay, so I have a feeling that AC will revisit its previous support right at this level. Okay, so it might continue to go down, but not that far. The reason why I said that is, okay, this is your support before, slightly higher but still considered because it's an area. Now, once this price hits this level once again, and you have a pattern that still looks like this, where your RSI is now slowly moving on the upside, okay, that means we're gaining momentum. People feel that this is already a very cheap level for this stock. Okay, now observe what happens in the price when it reaches this level. If you see the price bouncing upwards, then that would mean this is already a good time to enter. So the price to watch out for as an entry price would be the 837 area, 837.45 or up to, yeah, even up to 839. That is still a safe level to enter, provided it creates, okay, it creates another support in this line. It doesn't go further down and then it bounces upward. Okay, the next one is, hi Nathaniel. Okay, BDOAGI. Okay, I will go through your requests. After AC is ISM, then MPI. ISM. ISM is currently creating a, a flat line sideways movement where it is at right now. So people don't find this attractive at the moment because it's not yet fully operational. So while people are not that interested in this yet, and you see the fundamentals, there's a big potential in this stock. This is a perfect time to get in. Well, they're not showing any interest yet. Okay, that is if you want to become an investor. You're okay to wait for a few weeks, for a few months, and at least you already have a position, right? So price is moving sideways at the moment, but slowly, let us see, momentum is starting to pick up. Very simple, right? I only look at two indicators here. When price is moving sideways and your RSI is already moving upwards, then that's one indication that you are going to have a bounce happening soon. Second is when the price goes down and your RSI is also moving upwards, then you will have a possible bounce. So they have the same meaning. Sideways or downwards in price, but your RSI is moving upwards. Okay, so enter at 4.74. You're at a very cheap level. The next one is MPI. MPI. MPI is triggering the lower Bollinger Band. So I would have to say, just wait and see first, as it might continue to go down and either stop at this level or at this level. It might find its support first before it bounces upwards. But I would have to say, just even though that this stock is a blue chip company, I would have to say there is still an opportunity for us to get this at a much lower price. So wait, it might be in this level, 4.47. So that's the not saying that that's the confirmed, but because I see it stopping right here for 3 days and used to be a resistance here, it might potentially challenge this support. And if we have some confirmation that will happen right at this area, then we can say it's a good time to enter, right? So at least we have a price to watch out for. Now if it breaks that, then definitely we will have another live to discuss and tackle it depending on what the formation is of our candlestick and of course our RSI and Bollinger Band. For now, watch out at 4.47 area. The next one is JFC, everyone's favorite. JFC, I would have to say this is a bounce for JFC. Alright, in this area, 225.98. Overall, I think we have to brace ourselves as we're approaching, we're in the holiday season, and Jollibee is, of course, a very popular fast food chain, especially during Christmas parties, right? So, kids, and they always have their peak around this season. So, I would have to say Jollibee is meant to bounce. Okay, let's check out the monthly historical data. Okay. What happens every December? September, October, November. Okay, around October to December, right here, right? It goes up. Also here. December 2016. Well, this except for this one, it declined. But overall, look at that on a monthly chart. Used to be a resistance. Okay, it's starting to create that support in the area where it is at right now, and you're already at a cheap level. So I think we have to take advantage of this, especially because we have, with the global footprint of GFC is really starting to pick up uh, in the global scene, right? So good. This is a good stock to invest in, really for long term, and you're at a very cheap level for GFC. SEB. For SEB, I would have to say let's check if this, so it's sitting at the MA20 line, right? And what happened here, there's it landed slightly lower than the MA20 line, but it still picked up. Okay, so I would have to say we can wait around this level, 93.15. Or around that. Okay, reason for saying that is, so price consolidated in this area for multiple days, several days. It landed around this area, used to be a resistance over here, and then a support over here, right? So it might continue to go sideways. This is still treated as sideways movement for this stock. And if you are to get in, I'd wait around the 93 pesos area. 93.08 or 93.10 is fine. Okay, it might, because it's triggering that that MA20 line. So it might continue to go down. Next would be SMC. SMC, just respect the MA20. If you want to get in, SMC 167.90 or 168 would be a good entry price. Okay. 167.96 to 168, that is a good entry price. Okay, there you go. Previous resistance, and this is the MA20 line. Normally that's an area where it bounces. So enter at 168 level, 168.19. The next one, SMC AGI. AGI. Okay, see this? I would have to say I'd wait for a green candlestick engulfing the red candlestick before I get in. Because right now, it is triggering the lower Bollinger Band. Like this one. It landed outside of that lower Bollinger Band. And when that happens, there's a risk that it will continue to decline. Okay, so one example is this one. It triggered that lower Bollinger Band and then it continued to decline. Another thing. Started triggering here, continued to decline. Okay, and then we only had a confirmation when this green candlestick came out, engulfing the red candlestick. When you say engulfing, it's higher in price than the previous one. And then it started to move up again. So, would have to say be extra careful as it might continue to decline. AGI, SSI. For SSI, this is the resistance that we are seeing. Okay. That's the resistance. Used to be a support over here. Reached that level here. So, hopefully, it just bounces at the MA20 level. Okay. 2.60 area. So that's the area where I'd monitor 2.60. Okay, if you want to get in, because overall it's still at a cheap level. Still at a cheap level for this stock. I'd recommend around 2.60 pesos area. Wait for it, as it might potentially touch that before it continues to go up. Okay, but still, you're at a healthy level in terms of your RSI. Okay. Just watch out for this. C. For C, okay, C here, not safe yet. It might reach this level once again, 6.39 area. Okay, the reason for that is this used to be support, and the support over here used to be a resistance. Okay, it might reach that level before it gives us that nice bounce. But again, have to wait for that green candlestick to confirm that bounce. So 6.39 area. Okay, watch out for it. Vita. Okay. Vita, we are seeing this as your resistance. We're like this one, 1.35. That's the resistance I am seeing. So that's how we locate the resistance. Here's another one here. 1 point there. Rejection that's happening here. Okay. Used to be a support over here. So this is your condition. Get in as near as you can at the MA20 level, because it might bounce once again at the MA20 line, then continues to go up. Because overall, you're at the cheap level for this stock. Used to be a support over here. Now, who knows? We might have a brand new wave for this stock. Alright? Let's see the look. Their Q3 earnings looks promising, right? So if you want, just wait around the MA20 line, as people might take profit when the price reaches this level and it might give us a chance near the MA20 level. So if you can watch the market, watch and enter as near as you can at the MA20 level. Now, if you're in it as a long-term investor because you believe in the fundamentals of the stock, from where it is at right now into the MA20 line, it's still safe. Because overall, look at that. Massive downwards for Vita. You're still at a very cheap level, and that is if you don't mind really waiting that long. Okay. IRC. IRC, let's see, you're sitting right at the MA20 line. Okay, so if we have, let's say, let's just draw a line over here. Let us say you have most of the action, let's say it starts at 145 tomorrow, and most of the action happens on the upside, then we can say that yes, we have a confirmed bounce at the MA20 area. Okay, now, if most of the action happens below 1.45, then I would have to say the downward or the bearish direction is not over yet. Okay, so wait and see. MA20 could be an area of bounce. Okay, so there you have it. And DD for Double Dragon. Okay, I will have to say it might revisit its previous support at this level, one here. Okay, right, so it might challenge that support once more before it goes up. Okay, so wait around 19.82 pesos area, and then let's say there's a green that is a green candlestick is formed at that area, then we say that's a confirmed support, because right now it's still triggering that lower Bollinger Band. Okay, and when you have something like that, that will mean there might be some more decline, but with the setup that we have right now, it won't be that deep anymore because this stock is already at a very cheap level. So observe around 19.82. CHP. CHP. For CHP, I would have to say I'd wait around 2.40 pesos area. Currently, it's triggering that lower Bollinger, that MA20 line, right? It landed lower than the MA20 level, so it might revisit the 2.40 pesos area before it continues to go up. And FLI. For FLI, okay, this is the resistance that we are seeing, 1.66. Okay, so hopefully it just bounces at the MA20 level, but where it is at right now, it's a wait and see game for this stock. 1.60 is the support that I am seeing. So if you want to do range trading, enter at 1.60 and then you sell your position 1.59 or 1.60 and then sell it at 1.66. Alright? Next one is gtcap. gtcap, this is okay. I'm gonna show you something. Fibonacci retracement. So with Fibonacci retracement, you just plot it at the lowest point to the highest point. Okay, and then the lines that you will see there are the possible areas of bounce. And currently, this is where we're seeing it, 893.32. This is an area of bounce. If that gets broken, the next would be 880.55. Then next would be this one. But looking at where it is at right now, potentially it might just retrace at this level. It continues to go up. Okay, so that's how you plot it, from the body of the lowest candlestick to the body of the highest candlestick there. And that's just for the short term. Okay. If you want to be conservative, would wait. If the market gives you a chance at the MA20 level, that would be 880.55. DMC. Let's check out DMC. Okay, so yep, I reviewed it earlier. This price continues to go down, but your RSI is giving us a bullish divergence. See that, slightly higher when your price is moving downwards. So I would have to say there might be a slight decline in the coming days as it is triggering the lower Bollinger Band. But I would have to say it will not be that deep anymore. It will just slightly, okay, even probably up to this level, 7.42, and then it will create a support at that level, then it will continue to go up. So if you want, you can wait for a green candlestick to be formed and see if it lands around 7.42, and then that's the time you enter. But definitely looking at the combination of the Bollinger Band and the RSI right now is giving us some signs that soon, okay, it won't be that long before this stock bounces, right? Okay, so I did for Carlo, Vita, IRCA, XLM, DT. Okay, done. Bloom. Let's check out Bloom. Okay, for Bloom, I would have to recommend MA20 as an area of possible bounce for this stock. That would be 10.51 level if you want to observe, as it might challenge that before it continues to go up. Okay, so the support right here. Okay, 10.44. That's the support that I see. Reason is that price hits almost at the same area. Here, over here. Okay, that will be the support. Next would be, you're welcome, Randy. Okay, Nathaniel Samaya, hello. I hope you guys have subscribed to our channel. BDO for you. Let's check out BDO. A very established bank, if not the leading bank. Okay, this is the resistance. You're near a resistance for BDO. That's the resistance that I see. And you're very near. So I would have to say wait for it to rest, because it's not forever that the stock will move up. Once in a while it will rest. And I would assume you chose BDO because you're a long-term investor for this stock. So wait for it around the MA20 area, 152.31 level, as it might bounce at that level. $152. Okay, so that is the possible bounce that we are seeing. If this resistance will reject the price. However, we all know that sometimes there's a breakout play. Now your resistance will become a support when this stock encounters or experiences a breakout play. Okay, so check out the price tomorrow. Let us say if it starts at 159.50 and most of the action happens on the upside, then yeah, that's a confirmed breakout play. But if most of the action happens on the below the 159.50 level, then I would have to say I'd wait for it at the MA20 level before I enter it in this stock. Considering that, okay, we're near the overbought level. See that? You're near here. While the price was moving upwards, your RSI is now showing us some weakness. So right now the sentiment is giving us more signs that it will rest 152.77. Okay. AGI, did I check AGI? Yeah, I already did. JFC done. MVT, ACEPH. ACEPH. Okay, be extra careful with ACEPH. AC Energy, Philippines. You are now moving below the MA20 line. So I would have to say that it might revisit the 2.29 pesos area again. Look at that. Okay, you're now below the MA20 line, so that's not a good sign. This used to be a support here. Alright, so it might test that once more. Okay, it might test that level. So if you want, you can observe what happens to the price action at 2.29 or slightly higher than that, 2.29 to 2.35. That would be an area to watch out for. And if you have some bounce happening at that level, then yeah, go ahead and enter if you believe in the stock. Okay, because let's check the number of trades. 676 in the Philippine market. 676 is already a a tolerable volume in terms of the number of trades. Okay, have I answered everyone's request? Alright. Thank you guys for joining me in today's Stock Market Insights. Please do subscribe to our channel and see you again. I'll try to be I'll try to go live again tomorrow night, and thank you. Okay, and thanks, Nathaniel. Okay, you're welcome, Nathaniel. Please share our channel to your wall or your friends or in trading groups. Okay, good night, everyone.